All right, welcome back to Chamber Chat, everybody. This week we are pleased to have with us Matthew Charbonneau. He's an Edward Jones financial advisor here in our lovely village of Magnolia. And Edward, you've been in Magnolia area for how long now?
Started in 2014.
2014. Awesome. You probably see Matt all over the village and beyond. He's not only doing business here, he lives here, he and his family, and well entrenched in our community and a great addition. So thanks for joining us.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
So one of the things you and I had talked about COVID and how it's impacting all of us. What have you learned in this time of COVID?
Good question. I kind of twofold. One is the company I work for. It's been exciting to see how we've evolved on a technology front, how we've cared about our employees. There's two people that work out of our office here, and they give us both the option to work from home, video chats, all that kind of stuff. But on a more personal front, I mean, I have a 1 and a 3-year-old at home, two working parents. And so it's been great to see the support of the folks that we work with, but the community around us. As I work weird hours, come in at 7, leave at 11, back at 7 p.m., working for a few hours, returning phone calls. And so there's folks have been appreciative that we're available. It's just sometimes it's outside of business hours, just based on the circumstances. So
Well, yeah, a lot of adapting to do in this time for sure.
right.
So, what about your business is unique or special? Why should Magnolia support Matthew Charbonneau and your branch there?
I've always taken to the how do I say it? If when people support me, I want to also support the community around us. And so I found it important that as my business grows, I want to make sure that we're also supporting the community, and the community is growing around us. On an annual basis, we're looking at different organizations we can support. Just to name a few, we've supported Bike the Bluff, Magnolia Little League. We've been involved with chamber events like Summerfest and Winterfest out of our office, and most recently the beautification project. So
Awesome. Deeply embedded, it sounds.
we try. We try.
And what made you choose Magnolia originally? Why this community?
My wife and I lived in West Seattle. We liked the idea of being close to the city, but just far enough away that we had our own little small town feel. But as we started thinking about a family, we wanted something that would be a little bit quieter than West Seattle was. And so when we kind of checked out Magnolia many years ago, we fell in love with it from a place to live and raise a family. And then I've always liked the idea of living and working in the same community. And, the stars aligned where Edward Jones gives you the opportunity to open a branch or build a branch, kind of wherever you want, as long as it fits in the cards for the neighborhood or the city. And so an opportunity presented itself for me to live and work in Magnolia, and I would say there's no turning back now. It's been a very big success.
Yeah, I wonder sometimes how many people in Magnolia realize. I feel the majority of our local small businesses actually are residents of Magnolia too.
Right.
You know, this really is their neighbor, not just by business, but they probably live nearby. So it's a pretty special place.
Right. And you think about, especially in a big city, I feel very fortunate that I don't have, a very large commute or anything like that. My wife, she works downtown, but, her commute's not that far. I
Yeah.
still beat her every day. So,
So why the industry that you chose? What do you love about the financial advice kind of industry?
It goes back to many years ago. I was actually an Edward Jones client before I became an Edward Jones advisor. And I saw the impact that working with a financial advisor had on, my personal life, my wife and I's finances, and our goal setting, whether it be short term or long term. As I moved over to Edward Jones and I started, working with individuals, whether it be close friends, family, it's very rewarding to educate individuals to see how their money can work for them and how they can achieve goals of all sorts. We always talk about long-term goals, but people also have short-term goals, especially with rising costs, housing costs here in Seattle. We're constantly talking about what does it look like to save for your first house? What does it look like to save for that down payment? So
Awesome. So for those who haven't found you yet, where do they find you physically, and what are other ways to connect with you and get started with this relationship?
yeah, we have a personal website, edwardjones.com/Matthew Charbonneau. We're located right at the intersection of McGraw and 32nd Avenue. Parking lot right out front. So, outside of COVID times, we're here during business hours, Monday through Friday. I have a business partner, Michelle Waters, who's also in the office. She actually lives in Magnolia as well. So, yeah, I would say, we love talking to new people. Feel free to pop in, say hello anytime. We are planning to start a food drive again for the Ballard Food Bank, where we have a box out front of our door. So about once a week, we deliver those goods to the Ballard Food Bank, and we're going to start that back up in January, actually. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for the good work that you do. Thank you for being such a key part of the chamber and our community, and appreciate your time and look forward to seeing you face to face hopefully soon.
my pleasure. Good to see you. Thanks for the
Take
time.
care.